Chef Secrets has been brought to you by the Durango Coffee Company, a special place for cooks, coffee and friends since 1984.
Hi, welcome to Chef Secrets. I'm Jessica Boston, and I'm here today with Chef Joseph Precup, and we are going to learn how to make the traditional chocolate chip cookie.
So we're going to have you measure them out. We're going to need 2 1/4 cups all-purpose flour.
All right. So these are some really nice measuring cups and measuring spoons, and you can get these as well at Durango Coffee Company, correct?
Yes.
Excellent. Okay. So I've got 2, like there's 1 cup. I just put it right in here.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. Now we'll do a teaspoon of baking powder and a teaspoon of salt, which I'll go ahead and toss in.
All right, so I see you just kind of winged it with the tossing the salt in with your hand. How do you eyeball what a teaspoon looks like?
I'll tell you, my grandmother is the one who originally taught me to cook, and she did not believe in recipes. So everything was a pinch or a punch. So teaspoon, that's a pinch.
Okay.
So just a little bit in your hand, it goes in.
Okay. All right.
Likewise with our butter, recipe calls for ½ pound.
Half pound. Okay.
I'm going to say about half of that.
Stick it in there like that, or should I chop it up?
In there like that's fine.
All right, so what I just put in there, ½ pound, that's 2 sticks of butter, right?
Correct.
For those at home, okay.
All right, now we need our sugar, 3/4 cup.
3/4 of a cup, okay.
Next we'll do 1/3 cup,
1/3 of a cup.
packed brown sugar.
All right, throw this in there. 1/3 of a cup. Okay.
Now our chocolate chips, semi-sweet. So we're going to do 2 cups. You could also substitute in this particular recipe 1 cup regular chocolate chips and 1 cup white chocolate. We'll do 2 eggs. Best way for eggs, you want to do it on a flat surface.
Okay.
So we're going to give it a crack and then right into your bowl.
I'm going to use 2 hands because I'm not as confident. Great, okay.
So we have a couple of different options that do different things. We have our whisk attachment, which is for incorporating a lot of air into something. So like cakes, you're going to use the whisk. We have the dough hook, that's good for bread, for that gluten development. Today we're just going to be using our paddle. That goes up. As you're watching, you can see it's incorporating more and more and turning into a dough. And we're going to add just a little bit more flour because we are at altitude.
Okay.
And we don't want our cookies to spread out. So we'll go ahead and add a splash of vanilla at this point.
Now vanilla I tend to overuse. Is that a pretty forgiving flavor?
It is. Give it one last little mix. So we're going to roll them into little balls. You can see the way I'm doing this, rather than just squishing them down, I kind of cut my hands.
Make it more of an actual ball.
Yeah.
So now we're putting this on, what is this?
That's called a silpat. It's
Okay.
a nonstick surface.
Okay, and you can get this at Durango Coffee Company?
Correct?
Okay. So it's a nonstick surface. It's also really bendy, so it makes it kind of easier to get them off the...
Yeah.
Okay,
Slide
excellent.
them right off, which will help out later on when we're trying to cool them down very quickly. If you leave them on the cookie sheet, they're going to keep cooking. So end up burning them underneath.
Gotcha.
So because there's butter in here, you also want to work quickly.
Yeah, so you don't want to melt it?
It'll start to get real sticky,
Okay.
like it is now. So we'll go ahead and put this into our oven.
Okay.
It is at 350. The recipe was for 375.
Okay.
We're doing it lower and a little bit longer.
Okay,
So-
because we're at 6,500
Correct.
feet. Okay.
So we'll do it at 350 for right around 15 minutes.
Okay.
And about halfway through, we'll turn them just to
Okay.
make sure that they're cooking evenly.
But are there a few other tips just with cooking in general that you want to keep in mind when cooking or baking in the kitchen in Durango, where we're over 6,000 feet?
Water, for one, has a different boiling temperature
Okay.
at higher altitude.
Really?
You can adjust that by adding some salt, changing the pH. Yeast is another thing.
Okay.
Will behave a little bit differently. When you're making bread, the rising of the bread will take a little bit longer.
Okay.
Something to consider. Baking soda, baking powder, the chemical reaction will be different for that leavening agent.
Okay.
So you want to make sure that you're following whatever recipe and doing lots of different batches.
Those look nice.
Very nice.
So this is the Silmat?
Silpat, yes.
Silpat, okay.
Slides right off. You can see they don't stick to it at all.
This recipe came from Pie in the Sky. And this, as well as the Silpat, are available at Durango Coffee Company. And this is a great book for anybody that lives at high altitude. Cheers. Well, Chef Joseph, thank you so much. These are amazing. Again, most of our gadgets that you've seen us use, you can find at Durango Coffee Company. I'm Jessica Boston. This is Chef Joseph, and you're watching Chef Secrets.
Chef Secrets has been brought to you by the Durango Coffee Company, a special place for cooks, coffee and friends since 1984.